Good afternoon and welcome to the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. So, do you hate exercising? Do you find it to be something that brings about sheer drudgery for you? Well, today we're going to talk about how you can be more consistent with it, get better results, and actually enjoy doing it. But before we dive into that, I just want to introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Laura Bostrom, and I am the host of the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show. And I am here every Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time, or daylight time now, I guess it is. So I'm going to just ask that you stick with me till the end of our time here together today, because we're going to do something fun at the very end, which actually we did last week as well. But here's the thing. I was going to be announcing a winner from last week, but guess what? There wasn't a winner. Nobody guessed what it was that I had written down on my little happy card here last week. So we're going to give another shot at it this week and see how that goes. But you'll need to stick with me to the end, and we'll take care of that then. So, but I would love to have you just let me know in the comments below where you are tuning in from, whether you're watching live or the recording. And if you're watching the recording of this, stick with me to the end, because you have a chance at having that little bit of fun with me at the very end, even if you aren't here live with me. So go ahead, let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you. And today's topic, again, we are going to be talking about exercise, okay? And for some of you, that might immediately just bring up this feeling of, no, I hate exercise. I get it. A lot of people do. It takes an effort. It takes energy. It takes some planning and some doing, and sometimes some good old sweat. And it's not something that naturally just comes to us as human beings to have to put in that kind of effort. So again, if you are tuning in here a little bit late with me, I would love to know where you are tuning in from. Just comment below. And I'm so glad to have you here with me today for the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show. And we are going to be talking about exercising today, because a lot of people just downright hate exercise. You might be one of those people where you're just feeling like it is sheer drudgery for me to even think about exercising, let alone doing it. But I want to help you be more consistent at it, get better results, and actually enjoy it. You can enjoy it. So where we're going to start out on this little venture today about talking about exercising is the need for movement. We are a society today that has gotten so far away from movement. We've become a very sedentary society. Think about many, many years ago when there were not grocery stores, and people had to literally go out and hunt down their food. So they were very active in that. They had to chase after, they had to crouch down, they had to hide behind trees and then get up quick and shoot, or run after like a deer that they shot, but maybe it's wounded and they have to track it, they have to find it. So a lot of movement was involved in just going and gathering and finding your food, or maybe it was going and picking berries or vegetables or planting things. Movement was required. Going places, going to see maybe family members that didn't live right where you were. Maybe they lived down the lane somewhere, and you had to carry your children. There weren't strollers back then, so you couldn't like plop your child or your baby into a stroller and push them, or get in the car like we can do today. Think about what life was back then and how people moved, and compare that to today, what it's all evolved to. So now we can simply, we've gotten to the point where we can pick up our phone and we can order food, and the food can be delivered to us. We don't even have to go to the store to get it. Or if we go to the store, we can find veggies that are already cut up for us, and we don't have to go through those motions of, cutting up the vegetables. We can just dump them in, or we can have ready-made meals delivered to us. So really, we don't have to move around a lot. And our homes are filled with places to sit. And we don't have to hardly get up for anything. Now, the good news is, as moms, we tend to have to continually move, because if you have little ones in your home especially, you're having to chase after them. You're having to do things for them. You're needing to clean up after them. You're needing to, go change a diaper or clean a house or do laundry. I mean, those things aren't just done for us. It'd be nice if sometimes they were, but they aren't. And as a mom, because of that, you can be very thankful that you have to move around. And it is so good for our bodies to do that. Just a few examples of the things it can do for us just to have simple movement throughout the day is it really can enhance our mood. It can put us in a better frame of mind and put us in a better mood, which is great for everybody to be around us in a better mood. It also helps our lymphatic system function better. Now, what is the lymphatic system? So the lymphatic system helps to rid the body of toxins and unwanted things that shouldn't be there. But it has to operate well in order to efficiently do that. And here's the thing, when it comes to the cardiovascular system, pumping blood through our system, there's a pump to do that. There's the heart. It helps to move the blood around the body. But the problem is with the lymphatic system, there's no pump. The pump is something that we create by movement. It's the muscles moving that create that pressure within our system that causes the fluid within the lymphatic system, which is the lymph itself. It moves that around as it needs to. So by our moving more regularly on a daily basis, it's going to help our lymphatic system to function better, which is going to make us healthier because it will also take out bacteria, things that are not supposed to be in our bodies, things that can cause us to become ill, and it can help to move those out. It also helps us with our bone health, and I'm talking more along the lines of maybe weight-bearing type of things that we do that can help us to have more dense bones. It can be healthier, helps the stem cells within our bone. It also enhances our brain health. It gives us, it helps us to have, new brain cells that are constantly growing in there by our movement. So it gives us that sharper memory and thinking that can take place by just simply making sure that we're moving. Moving around can increase our energy. I remember back when I really struggled with a lot of chronic health issues when our 6 boys were young. Well, it was when we had 2 of them in particular. And I found that it was super important that I made sure to move and not become too sedentary, because when I did, my body became stiff. It became lethargic. I just didn't have the energy that I needed. So making sure I incorporated movement and exercise into my life really helped me to feel better and feel more energetic. Movement also helps us to sleep better. It improves upon our sleep. And it improves the circulation. So how I talked about the lymphatic system works better? Well, so does our circulation, circulating the blood throughout our body. And it also helps with our digestion, which makes sense. Think about, this is just kind of like thinking really logically. If we're just sitting slumped down in a recliner or something or on the couch, think about what's happening to our digestive system, all our gut in there. Eating foods, it's just not going to be able to move around as well. But if we are moving our bodies and moving around throughout the day, it's going to help that system, our digestive system, to work more efficiently and better. Okay, so now you might be wondering, what's the difference between movement and exercise? Because we're talking about exercise today, but there is a difference between the two. Movement, just regular movement, is just what we do throughout the day. It's things that we don't plan. It's walking from the car into the grocery store. It's walking to your mailbox to grab your mail. It's playing with your children. It's doing gardening outdoors, which I know a lot of us are enjoying now, which for months haven't been able to. So it's those kinds of things that just take place to just function throughout the day. Those are things that are movement. Exercise is something that's planned, something that is going to target specific things. So let's say you're wanting to become more toned in your abs. Well, you're going to do some exercises that are specifically planned to help develop more defined muscles in your abdominal area. So that's where the difference really comes in, and there's really a place for both. The other thing to keep in mind is that, I think so many of us can get in our minds that We see what other people are doing, whether they're training for a marathon or somebody's a member at a gym and they're going 7 days a week to the gym and working out and doing classes, whatever it might be that you're aware of other people doing. It's simple, super simple for us to think, well, that's what I have to do. I need to go join, get a gym membership, or I need to sign up for a Pilates class and do this like every day of the week. But here's the thing, for us as women in particular, we need to make sure that we are also providing our bodies with the rest that they need. We are super sensitive to stress. It affects our bodies, and there's so much that is involved when it comes to our bodies on the hormonal level, and that really comes into play with the whole metabolism and all that. So if you're somebody that's exercising to lose weight, you really need to be mindful of like wanting to keep your hormones balanced, especially that stress hormone. And if we're doing too much exercise, we can actually be putting ourselves in a position where we're stressing our bodies out too much, and we are going to be defeating the purpose of what we're trying to do in our exercising. So it's important to do things like having more slow movements, going out for a leisurely walk with your children, pushing the stroller around the neighborhood because your child wants to get outside, and this is a great way for you to get out and bring some stress relief to your body. So there is something to be said for exercising so much that you're not giving your body the break that it needs to de-stress, so that you can make sure that like the stress hormone is under control in your body, so that you do get better results from the exercising that you're doing. And quite frankly, when it comes to exercising, I have been following somebody by the name of Dr. Jita, and I love it. I use this right here. It's called the Metabolic Renewal, and I absolutely love his approach to exercise for women. It takes into consideration this whole thing that I'm talking about giving your body a break, giving your body that time to recover. And he's all about rest-based training. So even in his exercise, his workouts that he has, they're all designed to bring rest into it. So he really encourages you to work really hard to get that burn in your muscle. And then once you've worked really hard and you've got that, then rest really hard right in the middle of the workout and rest and bring that recovery, and then go right back at it as soon as you rest and recover, go right back at it and work real hard again, get that burn in the muscle. And he explains all about what's happening in the body, what's happening with the metabolism and the hormones and all of that. But it's really designed for women to have the right amount of exercise, the right amount of rest, so that you are recovering like you should, so that you get the results that you're looking for. So that is what I like. I love it. It can be used in such a way as well where you are able to modify the exercises if you have an injury, which I have had, and I've been able to easily modify it. Or modify it to what your ability level is. So it's fantastic. And what I love about it, as you choose your own exercise plan, you need to take into consideration what works for your schedule. So if you have young children at home that you are responsible for, and you don't have anybody that you can leave them with while you go to the gym, or go outside for a run, or whatever it might be that you like to do, having something that you can do at home is great. And that is what I have always found to be super helpful for me, especially back when we had, young kids at home. And I would get up early in the morning and I would do my exercising before some of them even got out of bed. And it was convenient because I didn't have to make arrangements for a babysitter. I could just do that right in the home. The great thing about that is they were able to see that I made that a priority. And to this day, as I think through all 6 of our boys, pretty much all of them, if not all of them, have made exercise a priority for themselves, because it's something that they saw way back when they were growing up, when they were just little, babies, toddlers, and young children. So that example is super helpful for our children to have them see us doing that. So exercising at home is perfect. It's perfect for making it fit into your schedule, and it's perfect for being an example. So for me, that has saved a ton of time. The other thing I like about this particular program is, honestly, it takes 15 minutes 3 times a week. There's a little extra burnout session that you can do at the end of 15 minutes, so 20 minutes. Call it 20 minutes 3 times a week, and the rest of it is very casual, slow, enjoyable walking, because that is exactly what helps to get the results that I know I'm looking for when I exercise. So I encourage you to check it out. I will put, after this this Facebook Live, I will put a link in the comments below so you can check that out if you want to. The great thing is it's also available online, so you don't even have to have a DVD player to stick it in. You can pull it up online, log in, and watch it there. So that works great. So choosing your exercise plan. This is a great one to give a try for, but you need to find something that works well for you. Experiment, play around, listen to your body as you are trying different forms of exercise. There are so many different things that you can choose from, and you need to, in order to stay consistent with it, in order to enjoy it, it needs to be something you enjoy, not something that your neighbor enjoys or your best friend enjoys. You need to find something that you enjoy, because you're the one that has to continue doing it. So it needs to be something that you find to be pleasurable, something that you know that you will be able to stick with, and you want to make sure that it's something that you get results with. So pay attention to that. That's the other thing I like about this. He walks you through taking measurements ahead of time, paying attention to things like like how you're sleeping, what your mood is like, what your hunger is like, because you don't want to be doing exercise that after you do it, you're craving things like, donuts or cheesecake or whatever it might be. That is not what you are looking for in getting good results from exercising. You want to have something that is making you feel great and not craving things. And he will go into, if you decide to check this out, he goes into all of that in there to help give you the understanding. And I don't want to dive deep into that because that's not the purpose of that, of here today, of what we are discussing. But find something that works well for you, and that is going to help you be more consistent. The other thing is to set yourself up for success. It is too easy for all of us when we say take a vacation, or maybe you have friends visiting, or whatever it might be in your schedule that takes you away from your regular routine. It's simple in our minds to just say, I blew it. I'm done. I didn't stick with it. So, oh well, I guess I tried it, but it didn't work. Don't do that. I encourage you to recognize that life happens. There are going to be things that come along, like vacations or a sick child or out-of-town guests that come. There are going to be things that come along that are going to take you away from your routine, and that is okay. Matter of fact, sometimes that's good for us. And then when that, whatever that thing is that's disrupted it, after that finishes up, then just get back to it, right where you left off. Just pick up where you left off, and don't beat yourself up because you didn't do it for that period of time. It's probably a good thing that you gave your body a break, a rest during that period of time. There's something to be said for that. So I encourage you to not beat yourself up when you feel like you've failed, but just get right back on that horse and just take off right where you left off, and just continue looking for the results that you were before. So again, there is a difference between movement and exercise. And the huge plus in the lives of you as mothers is that you generally tend to move around plenty, because there's lots to do when you have children that you have to take care of. So that's huge. That's great. And there are so many benefits to that regular movement. If you are somebody that is feeling like you're trying to find more time where you can just sit down and you'd rather just be sedentary, remind yourself of all of the many benefits that there are to moving your body. And I'm not talking about the exercise. I'm talking about just general movement, parking, your car, walking into the grocery store, walking around the house, dusting, whatever it is. Those kinds of things are really important for us, important for our bodies to function correctly. So when you're feeling discouraged because you're busy as a mom and you have too much to do, instead shift your thinking around. We've talked here before about, mindset. This is a perfect opportunity for you to remind yourself what it is that's happening when you're moving. That you're not just accomplishing the work that you have to get done, but you're also causing some amazing things to happen correctly in your body as you're moving around. You're helping those systems within your body to work how they should. So that is a huge plus to go along with all the work that you have to do that requires moving your body. So remember that about movement, and remember the difference between the movement and the exercise. And start implementing some exercise in your life if you haven't now. Find something that you like. So choose something that's enjoyable to you and then stay consistent with it, but yet at the same time, allow yourself grace when you are not able to exercise, when something comes up in your schedule that keeps you from it, and just then pick up where you left off at that soonest opportunity that you have. So now, like I said, we are going to do something fun here. So last week, I told y'all that I was thinking of a number between 0 and 50. And I wrote it on the back of my little happy card here. And I asked you to just simply guess in the comments below, just guess, if you could, what number that was I had written on the card. And I said you can guess as many times as you want. But here's the thing, y'all stopped guessing before you came up with it. Even some of you that guessed like 3 times, I had no problem if you wanted to guess more, but I'll show you what that number was. And nobody guessed it. It was 37. Well, we're going to give a try at this again. I am again going to think of a number between 0 and 50, and I'm going to write it down right now, right next to that 37. I'm going to cross it out so I don't get mixed up. And I'm going to just ask that all you have to do is just see if you can guess what that number is. And you can guess, like I said, more than one. So it's written down on the back of this card again. So go ahead and start the guessing, and then next week we will announce the winner, hopefully. Hopefully somebody will guess it this time. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you all have a fantastic day and rest of the week, and I look forward to being back here again with you next week. Same time, same place. So have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.